Okay, can everyone see my screen and still hear me? You can shake your heads, yes. Okay. So basically here, if you go to evernote.com, I got to move one of these, hold on. If you go to evernote.com, this is the page that'll come up. And all you want to do is simply sign up. It'll ask you for your email address. It will ask you, if you want to do the premium version, the business version. I find that I can utilize everything, just using the free version. And as far as memory and everything, Beth and I share a Evernote account. So, we've never had any problems with memory yet. Maybe in a couple years when we have so much data in there, maybe we will have that problem. But, we've been using the free version for quite some time. So I'd start out with the free version. And, just you'll have to enter in your email address, your password, and, that should get you going. So I'm not going to do all that because I already have an account. But once you get registered, then when you open it, I'm sure that it will have a little, walk you through a tour of Evernote once you open it. But let me go ahead and get to our Evernote. Did that switch for you guys? Are you able to see my Evernote page? Okay. All right. So basically within Evernote, you can see if I'm on the announcements tab up top in the left corner here. And again, within Evernote, it will give you some tips. And if they do an update or anything like that, you can always find that in the announcements tab. Then basically the way Evernote is set up, or a good way to think of Evernote is think of it as a library. So in your library, you're allowed to name your own notebooks or your own books, and then you can put your different notes within those notebooks and file them away. So for example, here's our notebooks. And you can post anything. We have an Aiken's Fitness post, Beachbody notebook, just there's a conflicting changes. That would be if it goes from your mobile app to the desktop or your computer. If there's a conflict in there, you can look at what those would be and change those. I don't see that often. I don't know if I've ever had to deal with a conflict or a change. But basically, so these are our books, okay? So if you think about it as a library, these are your books or your notebooks. And then within each, I'll click on this one. So within each of your notebooks, you can have different notes, all right? So, or different chapters if you want to stay with the library comparison there. And so all you have to do to make a new note in Beachbody is just click that button and you'll see it's untitled. So we can just put test note, I'll just name it. Once I do that and name it, you'll see over here on the left, it created a new note. And it shows you the last time you were in that note, when you updated it on the left column there. Now the nice thing about this is, let's say you were on the internet and we were, I don't know, let's go to Facebook. And let's say you liked what Jennifer here posted, so you're gonna take that. You can literally just copy that, and then you can go back to your Evernote page, and you can literally just paste things in there. Okay, and you can title them, do whatever you want as far as organizing these posts. But you'll see a lot of times Beth and I will post a lot of our Beachbody things in here. The one thing, I don't know if Beth has it in here. I also use another program for organization that I bought a couple years ago called OmniFocus. And so that's what I use a lot of times alongside with Evernote, but you guys don't have to worry about that. But the one note or the one notebook or the note that I would recommend for you guys to make is one with all of your links in it. If you go to coachingcodes.com and put
Ours
in
is
your,
under coaching codes. Somewhere there's one called coaching codes.
all right, well, we can search coaching codes. Here it is. Okay, so yeah, go to coachingcodes.com, and I would put in your coach ID, and then just your most popular items that you're selling or that people are interested in, or if this month they're running this special for Fire or Turbo Fire and P90X3. So I would go ahead and go in there and copy that challenge pack to an Evernote file, because then what will happen is you can do that on your desktop. I use my MacBook or desktop, whatever you're using, as kind of my mainstay to make big changes, copy things like the coaching codes, links, and all that. I'll do that on my desktop, but then I have if you go to the App Store on your iPhone or your Droid or whatever, you can find Evernote and you can download it to your phone. And then once you sign in on your phone into Evernote using the same sign-in information that you did on your computer, then all of a sudden you can, you'll have, they will synchronize. So it is a cloud-based system, which makes it awesome. So it'll synchronize with your iPhone, your iPad, your Droid, your computer, whether it's a Mac or a Windows computer. They all will synchronize and speak to one another. So when you make a change in one, it'll do it in all of them. But as a Beachbody coach, I would say this is a good thing to do here is just copy all the links that you have and put those into Evernote. And the reason you want to do that is because if you're mobile and you're out and about, if you ever try to go to coachingcodes.com, just don't even try. It's frustrating and it won't work. So it's not a friend or a mobile friendly website. So go here and put all your links in there, and it just makes it easy if you are on the go and somebody asks you to send them information on something. You can do it from your mobile. So that's the basic overview. I mean, then another couple things that you can do is, say we wanted to share. You can share your different notes, obviously on Facebook, or you can email them to people. The other thing you can do is, if you go back to notebooks, let's say that the 4 of us wanted to all have access to this notebook here. What we can do is we can share this notebook. So we can share with individuals, and just whatever their email address is, we can share a notebook with them. So if they, if we're doing a conference call and we have a bunch of information and I wanted all of you to be able to have access to that, I could share this notebook with you. Which that does make it nice. I've never used the function, but it's there if you would ever need it.
Well, that's really cool. If we actually start like doing what we're talking about, getting together on things, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I agree. Settings here, you can make this your default notebook so that whenever you open up Evernote, it will default. And if you create a new note, it'll automatically put it into this notebook. You can make it whether or not you can make a change if you want it to just be local, meaning it won't go into the cloud and go to all your other devices. The default is a synchronized notebook, so you guys don't have to worry about what's it going to be initially, because it will be actually I'm reading down below here. I don't know if this is new or anything, but supposedly once you create a notebook and choose the type while you're creating it, you can't change it. So make sure you know what you want it to be, or it's not hard to create a new notebook at all. So all you have to do that is come here, hit create a new notebook, and bam, you can name it there and everything. So if you've made Go ahead.
So what should we name it if we want it to synchronize with our phone and our laptop?
So automatically, like if I just say, okay, I'm going to name this notebook Glenn Aiken's notebook. Okay, so it's already there. And it hit the wrong one. Sorry. So if you're looking here, it automatically sets it up for synchronized.
Oh, okay.
So I didn't have to select any of that. I don't know. I honestly don't know why you wouldn't want to make it synchronized with everything unless.
Maybe if it's a large file, you'd only keep it on your.
Right.
No, I don't know. But you hit the wrong one, Glenn. Go over to the Glenn Aiken's notebook.
Oh yeah. But you can do some things in here. Sorry for switching screens like this, but let's say we go to Facebook, and I really like this picture here. I should be able to take this. Well, I didn't know that was a video. Let me see.
Can you put videos in there as well?
Well, you should be able to. Oh, that's why. Let me get a new note going. All right, so see, it was doing it to where. Yeah, okay. So you can drag and drop pictures or content from the internet right into Evernote. That's something that, is kind of cool, and that way you could, post it to Facebook or have it easy access to it, through Evernote.
And that is something we haven't used ours for any photos, so that may use up your storage a lot quicker, I'm guessing.
Right.
I always store my photos just on my computer.
Yeah, and the storage that Beth is referring to is the free account. You get 60 megabytes or something like that of storage. So if you're only having text in there, I'm sure it's a lot, obviously you can store a lot more info in there than if you have a bunch of these, pictures of real men do it in one trip.
That's Mark.
That Dan's
so let me just say something, Glenn. Debbie, the reason that I wanted you to see this was because, like, when I first started out, what I used Evernote for was all of my steps, like my step 2, my invites, and then my step 2, my step 3, my step 4. So that way, like, if I posted about a challenge group and 10 people got back to me all on the same night, I wasn't having to retype. I would just go to my step 2, which, I sent you some of those last time.
Yeah, okay.
And then I just go to my step 2 note, and I have like a couple different ones that I use. So, but they're all basically the same questions. Or Glenn uses half of that. I always stick with the top there that you can see. But that way I can just copy and paste and put it right in their Facebook message. And then when you asked me about the 5-day Inferno plan, that too, like when I send that to you, you can just copy and paste it and save it as a note that says 5-day Inferno. And that way you have the recipes, you have the grocery list, it's all right there.
Very cool.
Yeah, it's just a good way. Like there's a note in there called the compound effect, because in each one of my challenge groups, I post that one. I had typed it up, and it's about your why and having why power, not willpower. So because that's something I always use in every group, I have it saved. So yeah, it's just a good
file. Just send me all your notebooks.
Yeah, there you go. Just share them.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, and if you want that, like if you want the compound effect one, tell me. It's in our Get Your Fix group, but it might be too hard to go back and find. But I can always just send you the link to it, because I did take the time to type it out, and it is a good one. So.
Wow. Okay. I'll probably look through.
There's Let's see, there's other things in here that functionalities that I don't really use that much. You can tag things so you can find topics, different topics easier. Atlas. I really don't know much about the Atlas. I haven't really looked into that. Yeah, so this is just telling you upgrades and what you get with the different upgrades and premium services and all that. So, but for the basic functionality of it and having it synchronized between all of your different components and computers and everything, it's truly a great tool to use as a info storage resource. But anyone else have any questions, or Deb, was this a good thing, or did it?
Oh, no, this is awesome. This is very awesome. Because my
Okay.
computer's a mess. I mean, this is like all in one spot, so you can, yeah, it's great.
Right. It really saves, and I don't use all of the functions at all. Like I told you last night, I'm not very tech savvy, but this I use daily to go get my coaching codes or to get the posts for the challenge group. So